Here are 13 clips from inside my step-by-step self-publishing program. Right, now we're back at BookBolt, and this is a book cover that I've designed using some graphics and fonts from Creative Fabrica. Just kidding. So this is the actual book that I've created using fonts from Creative Fabrica and also a lot of the elements that you see here. Now, this isn't my best work. This is something that I just knocked up very quickly. But it does go to show that you can create eye-catching book covers even if you're not an artist. And naturally, we improve if we are consistent. Another quote that applies to this point is, "The day that you plant the seed is not the day that you eat the fruit." That saying sums it up perfectly. These are my lifetime royalties from self-publishing. You can see the results of staying consistent over a long period of time. As time goes on, you learn what works and what doesn't. You become quicker at each part of the publishing process. You learn new strategies, and you can reinvest profits back into the business, which helps to scale faster. As a big bonus for this course, I've created 30 ready-to-use and fully customizable book interiors just for you. Having these interiors at your fingertips will save you weeks, if not months, of design time. By using these templates, you could have your books uploaded to Amazon within a day. Now, that is something to be excited about. Let me show you how to use these templates and how you can customize them to suit your taste. Welcome to Module 4. We've got our account set up on Amazon KDP. We now know how to navigate the dashboard, and we have an idea of what mistakes to avoid and a strategy for success. Now we need to tackle time management, organization, and the best resources for KDP. Organization and time management are topics that are often overlooked. If everything in your Amazon business is organized and you can manage your time effectively, this whole process will be less overwhelming and you will have more time, which will get you results quicker. In this video, I will show you how to plan out your week for maximum productivity. Time management is one of my strong points. As my KDP business has grown alongside my full-time job, I've had to adapt and find ways of being the most productive I can with my time. If you have a full-time job or other time commitments, you will need a plan to make this work. Now, this is a before and after example. So just imagine that this is the front cover. You can see that this book doesn't really stand out. It looks quite flat. With the graphics that I'm using, because they have different outlines, this helps to create a sense of depth slightly, but I think you will agree that this book cover doesn't look very good. Now, let me show you an improvement on the right side. Now, in this cover, I've created depth. This looks much better, right? So what I've done to create some depth is I've added shadows and highlights to a lot of the elements, helping them to stand out much more. Let me highlight a problem that will occur if we do not use BookLinker. Let's imagine that we are a person that has just watched one of your social media posts where you're showing off one of your books. We now want to buy this book, so we go to your bio and click on the link which takes us here. We find the book we're interested in, and then we click on it. And this link takes us to the book listing on Amazon.com, which is the US marketplace. That's cool, but what if we were from the UK, Australia, or any other country? We couldn't simply add this book to our basket and buy it. Large delivery fees would be added to the cost to ship from the US to another country. We cannot expect the customer from another country to then go and type in their country's Amazon site and expect them to search for the product again. When there are too many steps involved in a shopping process, the conversions will dramatically decline. This is a problem. A solution, but one that isn't very good, is to add multiple links to Amazon.co.uk, Amazon.ca, and all the other Amazon marketplaces for the same book. But if you do this, your link tree will look messy and cluttered. BookLinker is the ultimate solution here. Now, if you only want to make $500 a month from self-publishing, you won't have to sacrifice as much time as if you wanted to earn $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month. The bigger the results you want and the quicker you want to achieve them will depend on how much you can sacrifice and the more time you can dedicate to working on that thing. And you may be thinking, I'm neglecting my partner, my family, I'm not spending much time with them on the weekends. But a lot of people, just because they're in the same room as their family, they're not always present, okay? Most families nowadays, the mum's on the mobile phone, the dad's on the phone, the kid's on the iPad, or the kid's watching TV. Although you're with them in the same room, you're not being present and you're not really bonding with each other. Okay, so if you can take that time away, spend it being productive, you can then come back a few hours later and be really present with your family. You feel good about being productive, you'll be happier, and you'll feel like you actually need to spend more quality time with them and not just scrolling on your phone in the same room. Okay, so these are little adjustments in the mind that we need to think about and be accountable for. As we've gone through this course, we have analyzed a lot of different books. Most of these books have had no A+ content, or if they do have it, it is poorly designed. This is a good thing for us, because if we add A+ content to our Amazon listings, we gain an advantage over those that don't have it. What will elevate our books even more is creating effective and eye-catching A+ content that persuades shoppers to buy our book. So why is A+ content so important? A+ content enables you to showcase your book with high-quality images, giving potential buyers a better visual representation of what to expect. This can include the book cover, sample pages, or infographics that highlight key features. Yes, your book description can explain the features of your book, but actually seeing images of what's inside the book will make customers confident about making the purchase. Remember, uncertainty is the enemy of decision-making. Uncertainty for a shopper will stop them from making a purchase. A+ content will give the shopper a clear visual understanding of what your book is about and what is on the inside. I've just shown you how to find keywords for your title and subtitle, but we also have the 7 back-end keyword boxes to fill with keywords too. Your book will show up for certain search terms based on a combination of the keywords in your title, subtitle, and 7 back-end boxes. Now, I believe the strategy that I use for my back-end boxes really does help my books to rank for a lot of search terms. I have a helpful resource that lets me utilize all available space in these 7 boxes. Because I can cram in more keywords into my boxes, I gain an advantage over a lot of self-publishers that don't know how to maximize the space. And of course, I will share this resource in a moment. Next, we have this elephant coloring book, and for their description, they have literally copied and pasted their title and subtitle. How will that persuade the customer to buy this book, especially if they liked the book cover and wanted to find out more information? We can see that this book has 100 pages. So normally with coloring books, you will leave the other side of the coloring page blank to prevent bleed through. This would mean that this book has 50 unique designs inside. Now, it doesn't make much sense to me that the author would go through the effort of creating 50 unique designs, designing a fairly eye-catching cover, only to not be bothered about writing a good, informative description. Even if all of the other areas of this book are good, this poor description could ruin this book's chances. Plus, if they ran ads to this book, the conversions would be terrible. I have come across thousands of books with fantastic covers, but awful descriptions, and it's such a shame to see. I think this looks quite effective. All right, what they've also done as well is they've added this new element, and they've added that in Canva or wherever they've designed this, but this is against the A+ content rules. In this module, we'll dive into the fascinating world of artificial intelligence. AI is a topic that divides opinions. While some view it as a threat to human creativity, others see it as an incredible tool that can enhance our creative processes. The reality is, AI is here to stay, and we can either complain about it and get left behind, or we can adapt and use it to our advantage. For this module, we have a special guest joining us, and then we can add some more graphics to tie it in with the front cover. Okay, something like that. Add some more bubbles. You can go over here. Okay, so that is it. That was just a very quick example of how to create a cover using BookBolt. Hopefully I've taught you a few tips that you can use in your cover design going forward. Keeping our KDP account safe is obviously very important. We don't want to risk losing it before we've even started earning money, or even worse, we don't want to lose our account down the line when we are making a nice monthly income. If you are in any KDP forums or Facebook groups, you will often see people getting their KDP accounts shut down. Rightly so, this scares a lot of people. But more often than not, these account closures come from not checking copyright or trademark infringement properly. People get very excited about creating a new book and earning money, but they forget this very crucial step.